Okay, this is my first vlog ever. I'm not gonna lie, this is not my first take, but if it's not close to my last take, then this is going to be my last vlog ever. Because it's turned out to be harder than I thought it would be. Not feeling like an idiot while talking to myself. And yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna get to violin, but before I get to violin, I just wanted to show off my pile of books on the couch. I don't know if they're visible. I'm not gonna move the camera though. Everybody else was at BEA this last week, and I decided, so that I didn't feel bad about myself not having my own new pile of books to read, I would go to the library and get more books than anybody could possibly ever read. So that's what I did, and it seemed like a good idea at the time, and then I stayed up until 3 a.m. last night reading a book, and I'm a little tired today. I'll be honest. Hopefully I make it through the day without yelling at anybody. Anyway. Okay, the reason that I wanted to do this is because after people read Virtuosity, so far, pretty much everybody's response has been the same. And that's they want, well, not the same. People have all manner of responses, but their first question is the same. And that's, do you play the violin? How much of this is your experience? How do you know about this stuff? So I thought I'd sort of try to get it all out of the way and talk a little bit about my violin background. Hopefully not ramble too much. So, briefly-ish, I started when I was 3 years old, and pretty immediately I loved it and couldn't get enough of it. So I was practicing throughout elementary school, maybe like 2 hours a day outside of lessons in orchestra and chamber music and all that other stuff. And that soon turned into 3 and 4 hours a day. And by the time I got into high school, I actually didn't go to a normal high school. I went to a school that was somewhere in between correspondence and regular high school. We didn't have actual classes. Signed up to take tests, kind of work your own schedule, your own deadlines, all of that. It was for kids who had a competition season, so a lot of athletes, a lot of musicians. So I was there, I was supposed to be there. I took my tests and stuff there, but I spent a lot of time at the music academy that I was studying at. And as far as performances goes, I competed from almost the very beginning, very young age, and I would do like local festivals and competitions every spring for a few weeks. There was definitely a competition season. And then as I got older, there would be provincial competitions. I'm Canadian, so this was all in Canada. And I think I went to my first national competition when I was 12, and pretty soon after that, international, like in the States. Yeah, I was 12 when I went to New Orleans, I think, for the American String Teachers Association finals. Details nobody cares about, sorry. Yeah, and then I competed and stuff throughout my teenage years. I also played with symphonies, mostly the Calgary Philharmonic, and mostly as a result of winning a competition. So I had the chance to perform maybe like 12 times, somewhere around there, various concertos with symphony. So when that kind of stuff is going on in the book, that's my experience. Besides that, I am not Carmen. Her personality is different than mine. Her mother is different than mine. Sorry, Mom. And yeah, there was no Jeremy in my violin life, sadly. But yeah, so that's kind of my violin background. And I wanted to play just a little bit of music for you today. I really struggled with what to play because what I like to play is kind of scary, I think, for people to hear. By Saraste. Zigeunderweisen means gypsy airs.